You are not my mate. 5 words. 15 letters. 1 shattered soul. The metallic tang of my own blood fills my mouth as I bite down on my tongue, refusing to let him see me cry. Alpha Kaelen stands before me, backlit by the dying sun, his silhouette carved from stone and cruelty. His scent, cedar and rain-slicked earth, once a comfort, now a poison, wraps around my throat like a noose. My legs are useless, dead weight. Too pale, thin things that haven't responded to my commands in 6 months. Not since the accident. Not since the night I tumbled down the stone steps of the packhouse, my wolf screaming inside my skull as bones shattered and the bond I'd felt stirring with Kaelen went suddenly, horrifyingly silent. They said I was clumsy. They said omegas like me, weak, breakable, shouldn't have been wandering the upper floors after dark. They lied. The moon goddess makes no mistakes, Kaelen continues, his voice the rumble of distant thunder, the kind that promises a storm that will drown you. But she also shows mercy. I'm releasing you from any claim I might have had on you. You're free. The word tastes like ash. Like the freedom of a bird with broken wings tossed from the nest. Around us, the pack has gathered. I can feel their eyes on me, some pitying, most relieved. Who wants a Lunar who can't even stand? Who can't run with the pack, can't bear strong pups, can't do anything but sit in this prison of metal and leather? My wolf stirs inside me, a creature I've barely felt since the fall. But now, as the sun dips below the horizon and the first star appears in the twilight sky, she begins to growl. It's not the sound of a weak omega. It's the sound of something ancient. Something that remembers when wolves were gods and the moon was more than just a pale circle in the sky. I understand, Alpha, I hear myself say, and my voice is steadier than it has any right to be. Steadier than my racing heart, than my useless legs, than the rage building in my chest like a solar flare about to explode. Thank you for your mercy. Kaelen's jaw tightens. For a fraction of a second, something flickers across his face. Regret. Uncertainty. But then his beta, Marcus, steps forward, and the moment shatters like dropped glass. We'll ensure she's cared for, Marcus says, his voice professionally sympathetic, like he's discussing a lame horse that needs to be put out to pasture. The Omega quarters have been prepared. She'll want for nothing. Nothing except dignity. Nothing except freedom. Nothing except the mate bond that's currently being severed like a limb being amputated without anesthesia. The pain hits me then, not in my legs, never in my legs anymore, but in my chest. The bond breaking feels like hooks being ripped from my soul. Like every soft place inside me being scraped raw. I taste copper and moonlight, an impossible combination that makes my wolf surge forward with sudden, violent intensity. The pack gasps. For just a moment, just a heartbeat, my eyes must have changed. Silver light spills from them, cold and ancient and absolutely terrifying. Then it's gone. And I am just Kaliana again. Broken. Rejected. Bound to a wheelchair. For now. But when the moon rises fully, when night claims the sky and the pack sleeps soundly in their beds, thinking me weak and harmless, they will learn what it means to fear an Omega. They put me in a room that smells like dust and abandonment. The Omega quarters are reserved for the weakest members of the pack, the elderly, the chronically ill, those who cannot contribute to hunts or defense. I am 23 years old, and I have been relegated to the same floor as grandmother Iris, who is 97 and hasn't shifted in 2 decades. It's cozy, my younger sister Mira says, too brightly, as she wheels me over the threshold. Her voice cracks on the second syllable. She's trying. Goddess, she's trying so hard. And look, you have a window. You can see the gardens from here. The gardens where I used to run. Where I used to shift under the moon and feel the earth beneath my paws. Where my wolf was small but fast. Where I belonged to something larger than myself. Now I watch from behind glass. They pushed us, my wolf whispers, her voice stronger than it's been in months. Down those stairs. I smelled wolfsbane on their hands. I heard them laughing. I know, I whisper back, too quietly for Mira to hear. What? Mira asks, turning from where she's attempting to arrange the sparse furniture to make the room less depressing. It's not working. Nothing. Thank you for helping me settle in. She kneels beside my wheelchair, taking my hand. Her fingers are warm, alive, connected to a body that obeys her commands. Kaeliana, I'm so sorry. What Kaelen did, it's not right. Everyone knows you two were meant. Don't. The word comes out sharper than I intend. He made his choice. The pack supports it. I'm fine. Liar. My wolf snarls the accusation, and for a moment, my vision flickers. The room brightens impossibly, shadows deepening into ink-black pools. I can suddenly smell everything, Myra's shampoo, lavender and lies, the rot in the walls older than it should be, and beneath it all, the scent of pack politics and calculated cruelty. Your eyes, Mira breathes, pulling back slightly. They just. Trick of the light, I say quickly, blinking until my vision returns to normal. Until I'm just broken Kaeliana again. Not whatever that other thing is. I'm tired. The rejection, it takes a toll. When the door closes and I'm finally alone, my wolf begins to laugh. It's not a sound of humor. It's the sound of something that's been caged far too long, something that's been waiting. And now, with the bond to Kaelen severed, the bars of that cage are beginning to bend. Tonight, she promises. When the moon rises, we show them what we really are. Not yet, I whisper to the growing darkness. Not yet. But soon. Dinner in the Omega quarters is served an hour after the main pack eats. We receive the leftovers, the gristle, the cold vegetables, the bread that's already going stale. It's not explicitly stated, but the message is clear. You are last. You matter least. Be grateful for scraps. I am learning the hierarchy of cruelty. At the top is rejection, swift, public, devastating. That's what Kaelen gave me. Below that is negligence, the slow erasure of your existence. That's what the pack offers daily. But at the bottom, the most insidious level, is mockery dressed as concern. Kaeliana. Oh, you poor thing. Vivian's voice drips with synthetic sympathy as she and her friends crowd around my wheelchair. She's beautiful in the way that knives are beautiful, sharp, gleaming, dangerous when wielded with intent. Her blonde hair catches the dining hall's low light, making her look angelic. Wolves can wear any face they choose. We heard about the rejection, she continues, crouching down so she's eye level with me, invading my space with the confidence of someone who's never known what it means to be powerless. It must be so hard. I mean, imagine being bound to a wheelchair and losing your mate. The moon goddess must have a plan, though. Maybe your purpose is to, I don't know, inspire us? Show us that life goes on even when you've lost everything. Her friends giggle. It's a sound like breaking glass. My wolf surges forward, and I feel it again, that otherness trying to claw its way to the surface. The dining hall suddenly smells different. Sharper. I can hear Vivian's heartbeat, rapid despite her casual cruelty. I can smell her fear beneath the perfume and superiority. She knows. My wolf growls. She was there. The night of the stairs. She held the door open. The revelation hits me like a physical blow. Thank you for your concern, I manage, my voice level despite the rage singing in my veins. But I'm managing just fine. Of course you are. Vivian stands, smoothing her skirt. You're so brave. Honestly, if I were you, I probably would have just given up. But you keep going. It's really quite remarkable. Given up. Like suicide. Like I should have done them all a favor and simply ceased to exist. Grandmother Iris, sitting across from me with her rheumy eyes and bent spine, reaches over and pats my hand. Don't let them see you break, child. Bullies only feed on visible wounds. I won't. I promise. But what Grandmother Iris doesn't understand, what none of them understand, is that I'm not breaking. I'm hatching. And when I finally emerge from this shell of weakness they've built around me, their blood will paint the ground silver. It happens 3 nights after the rejection. I wake to find my wheelchair across the room, overturned, and myself standing beside my bed. No. Not standing. Hovering. My feet are 2 inches above the floor, and silver light pours from my skin like I've swallowed the moon itself. My legs, my useless broken dead legs, are straight, strong, and humming with power that feels older than memory. What? The word catches in my throat. Finally, my wolf breathes, and her voice is different. Deeper. Layered. Like multiple voices speaking in harmony. The chains are weakening. The bond he broke was the last thing holding us back. Holding what back? I reach for the wall to steady myself, and when my fingers make contact, frost spreads across the surface in fractal patterns. Beautiful. Deadly. The temperature in the room plummets. Our truth. What we were before they caged us in flesh and submission. Before the pack hierarchies and alpha commands. We are not Omega, little one. We never were. Memories surface like bodies in a thawed river. My mother's face, worried, as I made flowers bloom in winter. My father taking me to the pack's elders, their hushed voices, the bitter tea they made me drink monthly. To help you fit in, my mother had whispered, tears streaming down her face. To keep you safe. The pack doesn't understand power like yours. They'd fear you. They'd kill me, I whisper to the present, to the room filling with silver light. The suppressants. The monthly teas that made me sick, that weakened my wolf, that made me small and acceptable and forgettable. My parents had been trying to protect me. But 6 months ago, I'd stopped taking them. Not intentionally. After the fall, after the accident, I'd been in too much pain, too focused on trying to heal my shattered legs. The teas had been forgotten. And something ancient had begun to wake up. They tried to kill us, my wolf says, and there's no question now, she's talking about the night on the stairs. They sensed us emerging. Vivian, Marcus, others. They pushed us, hoping the fall would finish what the suppressants started. It didn't work. No. It freed us. Broken legs, broken bond, all chains removed. Now we rise. As quickly as it came, the power recedes. My legs buckle, useless again, and I collapse. Pain shoots through my body as I hit the floor, my wheelchair just out of reach. But I'm smiling. Because now I know. The wheelchair isn't a prison. It's a disguise. And in 3 nights, when the moon reaches its fullness, they'll learn what's been hiding in plain sight. The full moon is sacred to wolf packs. It's the night when the veil between human and beast thins, when our wolves demand freedom, when even the weakest omega feels the pull to shift and run. The pack gathers in the great clearing, bodies already rippling with the anticipation of transformation, voices raised in excitement and ancestral howls. I watch from my window. Kaliana. Mira appears in my doorway, already half-shifted, her eyes amber and wild. I have to go. The pull, are you going to be okay alone? I'll be fine. Go. Run for both of us. It's a lie dressed in nostalgia. I don't need her to run for me. Tonight, I'll fly. The moment she leaves, the moment the last pack member disappears into the forest and their howls echo through the trees, my wolf explodes to the surface. This isn't a normal shift. Normal shifts are quick, painful but brief, bones rearranging into their secondary form. This is alchemy. My broken legs don't heal, they dissolve into pure moonlight. My body doesn't compress into wolf shape, it expands, growing larger, luminous, until I'm something between wolf and myth. My fur is silver white, each strand glowing with inner light. My eyes are full moons unto themselves. And my legs, blessed goddess, my legs, are powerful, muscular, responding to every command with liquid grace. But it's my size that would terrify them most. I'm not the small omega wolf I used to be. I'm massive, easily twice the size of even the largest alpha. My head would brush the ceiling if I were still inside. Freedom. The word doesn't do justice to what I feel as my paws hit the earth. Every sense is magnified 1,000-fold. I can smell individual pack members miles away. I can hear their heartbeats, their laughter, their casual conversation as they run. I can feel the moon's power pouring into me like liquid silver, filling every cell, every atom, until I'm more constellation than creature. Run. My wolf commands, and I obey. I move like lightning, like thought given form. The forest blurs around me. I'm not running, I'm flowing, a river of moonlight and vengeance and power too long denied. Ahead, I sense them. The pack, gathered in their traditional running grounds. And standing at the center, commanding them all with the effortless dominance of his position. Alpha Kaelen. Let's introduce ourselves, my wolf purrs. And we step into the clearing. Silence falls like a guillotine blade. Every wolf in the clearing turns toward me, their playful running forgotten, their hierarchical scuffles abandoned. Even the youngest pups press against their mothers, instinct screaming predator, danger, run. But they can't run. My presence pins them in place, not through alpha command, but through something more primal. I am moonlight given teeth. I am the thing their ancestors worshipped before packs and politics corrupted the gift of the shift. I am the omega they should have feared. Kaelen moves to the front of the pack, positioning himself between me and them. Protective. Dominant. His hackles raise, lips pulling back from fangs that could crush bone. Identify yourself, his alpha command booms, not spoken but projected, a psychic weight that would force any pack wolf to submit. It slides off me like rain off marble. I tilt my head, and when I speak, my voice is layered, human and wolf and something else, something that makes the very air vibrate. You don't recognize me, Alpha? I watch the recognition try to form. He smells something familiar beneath the power, some echo of the Omega he rejected. But his mind rejects the possibility. This creature, this goddess-touched being, cannot be the broken girl in the wheelchair. Cognitive dissonance is delicious. My wolf notes. Marcus, his beta, shifts back to human form, a sign of submission, of negotiation. He's brave, I'll give him that. Stupid, but brave. Great Spirit, he addresses me with a title reserved for legends. We mean no disrespect. This is Silver Creek Pack territory. I know exactly whose territory this is, I interrupt, taking one massive step forward. The ground frosts where my paw lands. I was born here. Raised here. Rejected here. Myra's wolf, small, rust-colored, unmistakable, lets out a yelp of recognition. Kaliana. The name ripples through the pack like a stone thrown into still water. Kaliana. The broken Omega. The wheelchair-bound reject. That's impossible. Look at her. Look at her. Kaelen shifts back to human form, his naked body tense with barely controlled aggression and confusion. His amber eyes, once so cold during the rejection, now burn with questions he doesn't have the vocabulary to ask. This is impossible, he says, his voice the dangerous quiet before a storm. Kaliana is broken, weak, rejected. I lower my massive head until my eyes are level with his, and I let him see the silver fire burning there. Yes, I am all those things. And yet here I stand, while you cower before me. I don't cower, he growls. Prove it, I challenge. Try to command me. Use your alpha voice. Make me submit. If you're captivated by this story and want to see more powerful tales of rejected mates, hidden powers, and wolves who refuse to stay broken, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what happens next, and there are so many more stories coming to this channel. Subscribe now. Kaelen's eyes flash amber. The air itself seems to compress. When an alpha uses their full command voice, it's not just sound, it's a psychic assault, a rewriting of pack members' autonomy through the shared bond. I've seen it drop full-grown wolves to their bellies, seen it stop challenges before they begin. I've felt it myself, before the rejection, that irresistible pull to obey. Kaelen draws in a breath, his chest expanding, his presence swelling until it fills the clearing. Every pack member drops to their stomachs automatically, unable to resist. Submit. The command crashes into me and breaks. Not deflects. Breaks. I feel it fragment against my power, feel the alpha compulsion shatter into 1,000 useless pieces. And then, because my wolf is vindictive and we've waited so long for this moment, I send that command back at him. No. You submit. For just a moment, just a heartbeat, the mighty Alpha Kaelen drops to one knee. It's involuntary, his body responding to a power it recognizes as superior, his wolf cowering before something it knows it cannot defeat. He catches himself, muscles straining as he forces himself back up, but the damage is done. The pack has seen their alpha kneel. Worse, Kaelen has felt what it means to be powerless. What are you? He breathes, and for the first time since I've known him, I hear fear in his voice. I shift back to my human form, but I don't fall. I float there, suspended in silver light, my useless legs dangling beneath me as my arms spread wide. I'm naked, as all shifters are after transformation, but I'm dressed in moonlight and vindication. I am what you rejected, I say, my voice echoing with that strange multiplicity. I am the Omega you deemed unworthy. I am the mate you severed because I wasn't perfect enough for your image. I drift closer, and he actually steps back. But mostly, Alpha, I am your biggest mistake. Kaliana, Kaelen says, and hearing my name on his lips again does something complicated to my chest. The bond might be broken, but the echo remains. The accident, your legs, I thought. You thought I was weak. You thought I was broken beyond repair. You thought I was a liability. I tilt my head. Were you wrong, Alpha? Or are you so committed to your mistake that you'll keep pretending the wheelchair defines me? He opens his mouth, closes it. No words come. Because what do you say when the girl you rejected for being weak proves she could destroy you without effort? Then my strength gives out, and I fall. I wake up in the Alpha's quarters. Not my room in the Omega wing. Not the infirmary. His rooms. The scent of cedar and rain-slicked earth surrounds me, suffocating and comforting in equal measure. My wheelchair sits beside the massive bed I'm lying in, a reminder that my midnight power doesn't translate to daylight strength. You're awake. Kaelen stands by the window, shirtless, his back a canvas of scars and tension. He doesn't turn around, but I can see his reflection in the window glass. He looks like he hasn't slept. Good. Why am I here? My voice is rough, my body exhausted from holding that form for so long. Because I'm not letting you out of my sight until I understand what you are. He finally turns, and his amber eyes are storms of confusion, anger, and something that might be regret. The pack is in chaos. Half of them think you're a goddess. The other half think you're a demon. Marcus wants to exile you. Vivian tried to run. Vivian should run, I say coldly. She was there. The night I fell down the stairs. She held the door open while others pushed. Kaelen goes very, very still. What? Did you think it was an accident, Alpha? Did you convince yourself that the Omega was just clumsy? That the moon goddess coincidentally crippled me right as you were sensing the mate bond? Who else? His voice is deadly quiet. Marcus. 2 others from his inner circle. They sensed what I was becoming. The suppressants my parents gave me were wearing off, and my power was emerging. They tried to kill me before you could complete the bond. Why? The word is a roar. The window cracks. Because a Luna with more power than her Alpha is a threat to pack hierarchy. Because the ground shakes. Not metaphorically. The actual earth trembles, and a howl of rage and challenge tears through the morning air. It's answered by dozens more, wolves that don't belong to Silver Creek Pack. Bloodfong Pack, Kaelen snarls, already moving. They've been waiting for a moment of weakness. Last night's display, they think we're divided. He's right. I've inadvertently painted a target on Silver Creek Pack. Can you fight? He asks. Not commanding. Asking. I look at my useless legs, at the wheelchair that's both prison and disguise, at the sun streaming through the window. My power needs moonlight. Not like this. Not during the day. Then stay here. No. Those are my pack members too. My sister is down there. And I am done hiding. They wheel me onto the battlefield. It's humiliating. Degrading. Every instinct screams to hide, to let the strong wolves handle this while the broken Omega cowers inside. Exactly, My wolf purrs. Let them underestimate us one final time. Alpha Darius of Bloodfang Pack is everything Kaelen pretends not to be. Brutal, openly cruel, ambitious. His wolf form is silver gray and covered in scars from challenges won. He's killed 3 alphas to claim his position. Kaelen. Darius's voice booms across the field. I heard your pack was in disarray. Thought I'd come help you reorganize. His warriors laugh, a sound like bones breaking. Turn back now, Darius. Kaelen warns, his own wolves flanking him. This is your only warning. A warning? From the Alpha who's so weak, he let some crippled Omega make him kneel. Darius grins, showing too many teeth. Word travels fast. You've lost their respect. Your pack is mine for the taking. He's not wrong. Last night shattered something fundamental. The pack doesn't know where I fit, doesn't know if Kaelen is still strong enough to lead, doesn't know anything anymore. Darius's eyes find me, sitting in my wheelchair at the back of our forces. Is that her? The lunar goddess. He laughs. She looks more like a broken doll. Kaelen, you rejected her. That was the only smart thing you've done. Now surrender, or watch your pack bleed. 3 hours, I whisper to Kaelen as he stands protectively in front of my wheelchair. I need 3 hours. We don't have 3 hours, he mutters back. Bloodfang warriors are already advancing. Then buy me time. How? Be the alpha they need. Fight like the mate bond never broke. Protect me like I'm still yours. His jaw clenches. You're not. I know. But they don't know what we are to each other anymore. Use that confusion. Make Darius think you're defending your rejected mate out of honor, that you're distracted, weakened by emotion. That's strategic. Do it, Kaelen. Trust me. For the first time since the rejection, we're aligned. Not as mates, but as packmates. As survivors. Kaelen shifts, his massive black wolf form rippling into existence, and he throws his head back in a howl that shakes the trees. Silver Creek. Defend. The battle begins. And I sit in my wheelchair, watching the sun crawl toward the horizon, counting down the minutes until I can unleash hell. Marcus fights near me, defending the weak Omega, because pack hierarchy demands it, even as I can smell his guilt, his knowledge of what he did to me. Soon, my wolf promises. Soon we make them all pay. We're losing. Bloodfang Pack is bigger, better trained, and they fight without mercy. Already, 3 Silver Creek wolves are down, injured badly enough that they've shifted back to human form. Mira is limping, blood streaming from a gash on her shoulder. Kaelen is holding off 2 opponents at once, but even his strength is finite. And Darius hasn't even joined the fight yet. He's watching, waiting, conserving his strength for the final kill. The first star appears. My skin begins to tingle. Marcus. I call out to the beta who's fighting near me. He glances back, irritated at the distraction. What? The night I fell. Did it bother you? Pushing a smaller wolf down the stairs. He's trying to decide whether to deny it. Whether I'm bluffing. Whether admitting it now matters when we're all about to die anyway. It was necessary, he finally says. Your power was too much. You would have destroyed pack hierarchy. Kaelen would have been your puppet. I see. Thank you for your honesty. Why? The moon breaks over the horizon. This time, I don't fight it. I don't try to control it. I let my wolf surge forward with all the pent-up rage, all the humiliation, all the months of playing weak while they sneered. The wheelchair explodes into splinters. My body erupts into silver light. And when the glow fades, I stand in my lunar form, massive, glowing, furious. What? Marcus's word cuts off as my jaws close around his throat. Not killing. Just holding. Letting him feel my teeth against his pulse. Letting him understand how easily I could end him. Kaeliana. Kaelen's voice. Shocked. Relieved. Terrified. I release Marcus, who collapses, gasping. Then I turn my attention to the real threat. You, I say, my voice making the air vibrate. You called me a broken doll. You threatened my pack. You hurt my sister. I take one step forward. The ground frosts. The temperature plummets. I am the Omega you were warned about in your grandmother's stories. I am the reason alphas used to fear the weak. I am moonlight and vengeance, and you, Alpha Darius. You are prey. What follows isn't a battle. It's a demonstration. I don't kill Darius. Killing him would make him a martyr, would mean more blood-fong wolves seeking revenge. Instead, I do something worse. I humiliate him. I toss him across the clearing. When he gets up, I appear behind him. When he tries to use his alpha command, I laugh, and the sound breaks his confidence like glass. Finally, when he's limping, bleeding, his wolf form barely able to stand, I pin him to the ground. Tell your pack what you are. I am. Darius's voice is barely a whisper. His proud alpha bearing is shattered, his silver gray formatted with blood and dirt. I am defeated. Louder. My paw presses against his chest, and I let a fraction of my power leak through, cold, ancient, absolute. I am defeated by the Omega of Silver Creek Pack. The words echo across the battlefield. His warriors whimper. Some lower their heads in submission, not to Darius, but to me. Run, I command. Tell every pack between here and the mountains what you saw tonight. Tell them Silver Creek Pack is protected by something older than alpha bloodlines. Tell them we are not to be trifled with. They run. And I am left standing in a battlefield of shocked faces and dawning respect. I shift back to human form, and this time, I don't fall. I hover there, suspended in moonlight, my useless legs dangling beneath me as I address my pack, because whether Kaelen likes it or not, I've just claimed them through victory. I know you have questions, I begin, my voice carrying to every wolf present. I know I'm not what you expected. Not what an Omega should be. Not what a rejected mate should be capable of. I've spent my entire life being suppressed. First by my parents, who feared what I might become. Then by those who tried to kill me for emerging anyway. And finally by my own shame, my own belief that the wheelchair made me worthless. I lower myself slowly to the ground, letting them see my legs refuse to support me, letting them see me embrace the dichotomy I've become. I am broken. And I am powerful. Both things are true. Kaelen approaches, still in wolf form, his amber eyes unreadable. He shifts back, standing before me naked and magnificent and uncertain. Around us, the pack holds its collective breath. Kaeliana, he says, and my name on his lips still affects me despite everything. What you did tonight. I saved our pack. Don't worry, Alpha. I'm not challenging you for leadership. I have no interest in pack politics or dominance games. Then what do you want? I want acknowledgement. I want the truth about my accident brought to light. I want every wolf who pushed me down those stairs to face consequences. I glance at Marcus, who's gone very pale. And I want you to understand, Alpha Kaelen, that rejecting me was the kindest thing you ever did. Because the bond was the last chain holding me back. Kaliana. I'm not finished. But before I can continue, Grandmother Iris steps forward. The ancient Omega moves with surprising strength, her eyes suddenly clear, sharp, knowing. Child, she says, her voice ringing with authority no one knew she possessed. It's time you knew the truth. About what you are. About the prophecy. The pack parts for Grandmother Iris like water around stone. She's always been there, background noise, the elderly Omega everyone ignored. But now, as she walks toward me with purpose, I see her differently. The moonlight catches her face, and for just a moment, her eyes flash silver. Like mine. I start. Like you. Yes. Or I was, once. She reaches me, touches my face with a hand that suddenly feels stronger than it should. Before the suppressants. Before I chose to hide. Before I let them make me small and forgettable. Kaelen steps forward. Iris, what are you talking about? What prophecy? The old woman, not so old anymore, I'm realizing, turns to address the entire pack. Every 5 generations, the moon goddess sends one of her daughters to walk among the wolves. Not as Luna. Not as Alpha. But as something older. Something that predates your hierarchies and your pack structures. She looks at me with something like pride. The Lunar Born. A wolf who channels the moon's power directly, who exists outside your rules, who reminds you that you were once something more than dominance games and territorial squabbles. That's just a legend, Marcus protests weakly from where he's still recovering. A story to scare pups. Is it? Iris gestures to me. Look at her and tell me she's a story. The pack is silent. The prophecy says the Lunar Born will come in a time of weakness, Iris continues. She will be rejected by those who should protect her. She will be broken by those who fear her. But from that breaking, she will rise, and she will remind the wolves what true power looks like. She turns back to me. Your parents knew. That's why they gave you the suppressants. They thought they were protecting you, but they were also protecting themselves. Because the Lunar Born doesn't belong to any pack. She belongs to the moon. And that terrifies those who value control above all else. Why didn't you tell me? I whisper. All these weeks in the Omega quarters, you knew what I was becoming, and you said nothing. Because you had to choose it yourself. The power is always there, but the Lunar Born must accept both her strength and her brokenness. You could have kept hiding. You could have let them define you by your wheelchair, by your rejection, by your apparent weakness. But you didn't. She smiles. You chose to rise. Kaelen is staring at me like he's seeing me for the first time. The mate bond. When I felt it forming, before the accident. It was the moon's way of giving you a choice, Iris interrupts. The Lunar Born's mate is destined to be the strongest alpha of their generation. You, Kaelen. But the bond can only complete if both parties choose it freely. No fate. No compulsion. True choice. I rejected her, he says, and for the first time, I hear genuine anguish in his voice. You freed her, Iris corrects. The bond was becoming a chain. She would have suppressed herself to be what you needed. You would have tried to control what you didn't understand. The rejection broke that cycle. Can it be reformed? Mira asks, speaking for the first time. The bond. Iris looks at me. Then at Kaelen. That depends on them. And on whether they can accept each other as equals, not as Alpha and Omega, but as two beings who choose each other despite every reason not to. 3 days later, I find Kaelen in the place where he rejected me. The clearing looks different now. Less like a site of execution and more like just a place. The grass is still grass. The trees are still trees. It's only memory that makes it sacred or profane. I've been looking for you, he says without turning around. He's in human form, dressed in simple clothes, looking more uncertain than I've ever seen him. I've been easy to find. I'm not exactly mobile without help. I gesture to my wheelchair. The pack has started treating it differently, not as a sign of weakness, but as a throne. It's disconcerting. I need to apologize. You've already apologized. Multiple times. No. I've said the words. I haven't. He turns to face me, and his amber eyes are raw with emotion. I haven't told you the truth. I wait. When I felt the mate bond forming, I was terrified, he admits. Not of you. Of what you made me feel. I've spent my entire life being the alpha. Being strong, decisive, in control. And then you came into my awareness, and suddenly I wanted to be weak. I wanted to let someone else lead. I wanted to submit. He laughs bitterly. An alpha's greatest fear. So when you fell, when you became wheelchair-bound, I told myself it was the moon goddess saving me from a mistake. I convinced myself you were too weak to be my Luna. But the truth is I was relieved. Because a broken Omega was safe. She couldn't challenge me. Couldn't make me question everything I thought I was. The honesty is like a knife between my ribs. Sharp, clean, painful. And now? I ask. Now I've seen what you really are. And I'm more terrified than ever. He steps closer. Because you don't need me. You don't need anyone. And everything in me still wants to submit to you, to be yours. But I have no right to ask. I rejected you. I chose my pride over you. I let my pack try to kill you. You didn't know about Marcus. I should have known. I should have protected you. I should have been worthy of the bond the moon goddess offered. He drops to his knees in front of my wheelchair. Not in submission. In supplication. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm not even asking you to give me another chance. I'm just asking you to know that every moment since the rejection, I have regretted it. Every moment. Kaliana. And seeing you rise, seeing you become this magnificent thing, it's the greatest honor and the greatest shame of my life. I look at him, this alpha who leads our pack, this man who rejected me, this wolf who now kneels before my wheelchair with tears in his eyes. Do you love me? I ask. Yes, he says without hesitation. From the moment the bond tried to form. Before that, even. I just didn't know how to name it. And if I said yes? If I chose to reform the bond? What then? Then I would spend every day trying to be worthy of you. I would fight for you, bleed for you, die for you. I would be your mate, your partner, your equal, whatever you need me to be. Not my alpha. No. I'm alpha to the pack. But to you. He looks up at me, and his amber eyes hold nothing but truth. To you, I would just be Kaelen. Just a wolf who loves you beyond reason or sense. I don't answer him right away. Instead, I wheel myself to the edge of the clearing where moonlight pools like liquid silver. The moon is waning now, not full, but I can still feel its power humming beneath my skin. Do you know what the hardest part was? I ask. Not the rejection. Not the wheelchair. Not even the humiliation. Kaelen rises but keeps his distance, giving me space. It was believing them. Believing that the wheelchair made me worthless. That I was broken in some fundamental way. That I deserved to be rejected. I turned to look at him. And then I discovered the truth. That I'm not broken, I'm different. That the wheelchair isn't a prison. It's a reminder. That being Omega never meant being weak. It meant being underestimated. You were never weak, Kaelen says quietly. No. But I needed to believe I was weak to discover I was strong. I needed to be rejected to understand I don't need acceptance. I needed to be broken to realize I was always whole. I gesture for him to come closer. He does, slowly, like he's approaching something sacred. The bond, I say. Iris said it could reform. But not like before. Not with fate or destiny or goddess-given compulsion. It would have to be a choice. My choice. Your choice. Yes. And you would be choosing me as I am. Wheelchair and power. Broken legs and lunar wolf. The Omega who sits in weakness by day and becomes something terrifying by night. I would choose all of you, he says. Every contradiction. Every complexity. Every beautiful, impossible piece. I look at the moon, feeling its pull, hearing my wolf's counsel. What do you think? I ask her. I think, my wolf says slowly, that we spent our whole lives being controlled. By suppressants. By expectations. By fear. And we swore we'd never be controlled again. But is choosing him control? Or is it freedom? That depends. Does he want to possess us? Or does he want to run beside us? I turn back to Kaelen. If we do this, if we reform the bond, I need you to understand something. I will never be the Luna who stands behind you. I will never suppress my power to make you comfortable. I will never be smaller so you can be bigger. I don't want you to be, he says. I want you beside me. Sometimes ahead of me. I want a partner, Kaliana. Not a subordinate. The pack won't understand. They'll expect. Then they'll learn. We'll teach them together. A new way of being Alpha and Luna. Or Alpha and, he pauses. What would you want to be called? I consider. The moon's daughter. That's what they whisper anyway. Then we'll be Alpha and Moon's daughter. Two leaders. Two different kinds of strength. You'd really share power? Kaliana, you saved our pack. You defeated an invading force without killing anyone. You showed more leadership in one night than I've shown in years. I'm not sharing power with you. He smiles slightly. I'm recognizing that you already have it. The moon pulses overhead, and I feel something shift in my chest. Not the old bond, that's gone, severed. But something new. Something we're choosing. Ask me properly, I say. He understands. He takes my hand, kneels again, but this time it's not supplication. Its proposal. Kaeliana, Moon's daughter, Lunar Born, Omega who taught an Alpha what strength really means. Will you bond with me? Not because fate demands it. Not because the Moon Goddess wills it. But because I choose you, and I hope you might choose me. I feel my wolf's approval. I feel the moon's blessing. But most of all, I feel my own certainty. Yes. The bonding ceremony happens 3 nights later under the full moon. Traditionally, pack bondings are private affairs, the alpha and his chosen mate, witnesses from both families, a quick ritual, done. But nothing about us is traditional. The entire pack gathers. Iris officiates, her voice strong, her eyes clear silver. We gather under the moon's gaze to witness a new kind of bond, she begins. Not alpha claiming Luna. Not male possessing female. But 2 equals choosing partnership. 2 wolves deciding to run together not because they must, but because they want to. Kaelen stands beside my wheelchair, and for once, I'm not self-conscious about it. The chair is part of me, part of my story, part of what made me who I am. The old bond was broken, Iris continues. Rejected. Severed. And from that breaking came understanding. Kaeliana learned she didn't need a mate to be whole. Kaelen learned he needed to be worthy of one. She looks at us both. The new bond will not compel. It will not force submission. It will be a bridge you both build and maintain together. Do you understand? Yes, we say in unison. Kaeliana, do you choose this bond freely? I do. Kaelen, do you choose this bond freely? I do. Then bite and be bitten. Mark and be marked. Choose and be chosen. In most bondings, the alpha bites first, a claim, a possession. But Kaelen gestures to me. You first. It's a small thing. A symbolic thing. But it means everything. I shift partially, just enough for my teeth to lengthen, my wolf to surface. I lean forward and bite the junction of his neck and shoulder, not hard enough to seriously wound, but hard enough to scar. Hard enough to mark. This is mine, the bite says. I choose this. I claim this. When I pull back, there's blood and silver light mixing. The mark glows for a moment before settling into his skin. Then it's his turn. He bites the same spot on my neck, and I feel it, not a compulsion, not a chain, but a connection. A bridge between his wolf and mine. The bond snaps into place. And it's nothing like I imagined. It's not overwhelming. Not consuming. It's just there. An awareness of him at the edge of my consciousness. His emotions, muted but present. His location, always known. His existence, forever entangled with mine. But I'm still me. Still separate. Still whole. The bond is made, Iris declares. Alpha Kaelen and Moon's daughter Kaeliana. May you run together under moon and sun, in strength and in weakness, as equals and as partners. The pack howls its approval. Even those who doubted, even those who whispered, even Marcus, exiled but present at the edge of the gathering, can feel it. This is different. This is new. This is the beginning of something that will change everything. Our bonding night is when it happens. We're alone in the Alpha quarters, my quarters now too, and Kaelen is being careful, gentle, treating me like I might shatter. I'm not made of glass, I remind him. I know. But I'm allowed to be careful with things I cherish. You're allowed, I agree. Just don't be too careful. He laughs, and the sound makes the bond hum with warmth. We're about to move to the bed when the room fills with silver light. Not from me. From outside. Through the window, the full moon has descended. Impossibly low. Impossibly close. Almost like it's sitting just beyond the glass, looking in. Kaeliana, Kaelen breathes. I wheel to the window, and the moon pulses with recognition. Then a voice fills my mind, not my wolf's voice, but something older, vaster, infinitely kind. My daughter, the moon goddess says, and it's not a metaphor. It's literal truth. You have chosen well. You have embraced both your strength and your brokenness. You have learned that true power comes not from dominance but from choice. Goddess, I whisper. I give you a gift, she continues. Not because you need it. Not because you've earned it. But because every mother wishes to see her daughter whole. The moonlight intensifies, pouring through the window, wrapping around my useless legs. And they begin to heal. Not disappear. Not transform into something they're not. But heal. I feel bones that were shattered knitting back together. I feel nerves that were severed reconnecting. I feel muscles that atrophied remembering their strength. The pain is extraordinary. I scream, and Kaelen is there, holding me, his own voice mixing with mine through the bond, taking some of the agony. When it's over, I'm gasping, shaking, and my legs are tingling with sensation I haven't felt in 6 months. Try, Kaelen whispers. I put my feet on the floor, press down, and stand. My legs wobble, weak from months of disuse, but they hold. They work. They're mine again. I take one step, then another. Then I'm walking, stumbling, really, but walking. Kaelen catches me before I fall, and I'm laughing and crying at the same time. The wheelchair was never a prison, the moon goddess says, her voice fading as the light recedes. But you don't need it anymore. You've learned what it taught you. Now walk, my daughter. Run. Fly. You are whole. The light disappears. The moon returns to its proper place in the sky. And I'm standing in my mate's arms with legs that work and a heart that's finally at peace. I can walk, I whisper. You could always fly, Kaelen reminds me. But yes, you can walk now too. 6 months later. The pack has changed. We have changed. I am Lunar now, but not the traditional kind. I don't host tea parties or manage the domestic affairs. I train the young wolves, all of them, not just the strong ones. I teach them that power comes in many forms. That weakness can be strength. That the Omega in the wheelchair might be the most dangerous wolf in the room. My wheelchair sits in our quarters, not discarded but honored. A reminder of who I was, what I survived, what I learned. Some days, when my legs are tired or my power has drained me, I still use it. And no one dares pity me. Kaelen and I lead together. Some decisions are his. Some are mine. Some we make jointly. The pack is learning that leadership doesn't require dominance. That a strong Lunar doesn't diminish a strong Alpha. Marcus never returned. Vivian and her family left to join another pack. The 2 warriors who pushed me down the stairs serve the pack as Omegas, and they do so without complaint. They've learned. Mira is my beta now, a new position we created. Moon's daughter needs her own second, after all. And at night, when the moon rises, I still shift into that massive glowing form. Kaelen runs beside me, his black wolf smaller but no less magnificent. We are partners. Equals. Mates who chose each other. The prophecy said the Lunar Born would come in a time of weakness. That she would be rejected and broken. That from her breaking, she would rise. It didn't say what would happen after. But I'm writing that part myself. I was wheelchair-bound, rejected, dismissed as weak. But when the moon rises, I am infinite. And I finally understand, I was always infinite. The wheelchair didn't diminish that. The rejection didn't destroy it. The brokenness didn't define it. I am Kaliana, Moon's daughter. Lunar Born. Luna of Silver Creek Pack. I am broken and whole, weak and powerful, Omega and Goddess. I am all of it. Every contradiction. Every impossibility. And I am finally, gloriously free.